Hi, Bharat. Hi, Suyo. Hi, Karel. How are you? Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Um, well, um, while we are waiting for other joiners to come to today's session, let me introduce myself. My name is Chris. I'm in charge of Mondays calls and also Fridays calls. Usually, to give you a little bit more context, on Mondays we cover a specific topic to cover and feature, so you can learn and use it for your business. Okay. And by the end of this call, we usually have a homework for you guys with the possibility and the chance to win some prizes by the end of this month. Okay. And then on Fridays, I'm usually here as well for any specific query or questions that you may have in regards on the weekly trainings. Okay. Let's wait just one more minute and then we can start. I just want to give time to the other joiners um, that are going to be part of this call as well. Okay. Okay, I see Kate join as well. Happy Monday, Kate. Long time no see. We're just waiting one more minute and then we can start today's call, okay? Just as a heads up, today we're gonna be covering how to set up notifications, okay? Mainly focused on automations. So it would be best to have some certain level of knowledge about automations. If not, just stay tuned with the weekly trainings that you are gonna probably catch up in no time, and you're gonna see how it connects to what we're gonna be covering today, okay? Yeah, I do have the Monday blues, unfortunately, Kate, but nothing that a cup of coffee cannot uh solve, right? Okay. All right, I'm gonna be sharing my screen now, okay? Before doing that, again, the main topic for today is setting up your notifications, okay? This is pretty straightforward. Notifications will help you not only for internal notifications, but also to send reminders and just heads ups to your leads, okay? Hi, Christine, how are you? Nice to meet you. Hi, Jodine. Glad you could join. I was just saying that for today's call, what we're going to be covering is basically how to set up your notifications, okay? Mainly focus on automation. So if you don't have much experience on automations and workflows in general, don't worry. The idea would be for you to catch up with the weekly trainings and you will see how it all connects to what we're going to cover today, okay? I'm going to try and keep it as low as possible. It's gonna be really simple. We're gonna check just a couple of automations and their notification setup, okay? So that being said, now I can share my screen. Let me know if you can see my screen now. All good? Okay, perfect. All right. So once you log in into your account, there are different ways to turn on your notifications, and also there are different types of notifications. First, you have your internal notifications that can be seen on the top right corner in the bell icon, okay? These internal notifications will appear just for you, and it relates to every feature within your sales process account. Either if there's an issue and unpaid billing, if there's a new lead, if there's an automation that is currently active, all of the internal notifications are going to appear in here, okay? But that's not what we're going to mainly cover today. We're going to focus on the automation in here feature. And we are going to set up a new workflow, okay? Just to give you a little bit more context, under automations is where you can create workflows, mainly to automate and your backend sequences, right? They usually start with a trigger. A trigger could be basically a certain action that a lead or someone does to activate that specific workflow, okay? It could be confirming an appointment with you. It could be filling out the form. It could be replying or sending a specific message. So it really depends on your strategy, but different ways of triggers can be used in here, okay? So in order to use the notification setup, first you need to create a workflow, okay? And you can create a workflow from scratch, or you can use a recipe, okay? For the purpose of showing you guys how it works, I'm gonna use a recipe, and I'm gonna use one based on appointments, okay? For example, this one, recipe appointment confirmation plus reminder. It's basically a notification to both you and your lead once an appointment was booked, and a reminder following up with that specific lead, okay? So it gives you a little bit of context on what the automation does. The next step would be to select that specific recipe. And as you can see, the workflow is created, okay? These can all be edited and customized, of course. The trigger, as I mentioned before, workflows always start, or automations always start with trigger. In this case, the trigger is an appointment booked, okay? You can also add other triggers, of course. For example, if the lead submitted a form, or if they came in from Facebook or LinkedIn or TikTok, or order form submission, okay? So depending on the trigger, you can just play around with this, but we're gonna focus again on the appointment setup, okay? In this case, when the trigger is set up, we send them basically a confirmation email saying, hey, your appointment has been confirmed. Sorry. And with the Zoom meeting ID, this can be always edited to whatever you want, okay? Then in here is where you would send a reminder 24 hours before the call, right? Again, this can always be edited. And also, if you check in here, we have custom fields. This is where the contact name will appear. This information will be captured either through a form, through a survey, through email, depending on how the lead was captured, right? You can add other type of notifications. These two, as you can see, these are email notifications, okay? But then you can also send SMS notifications. In this case, this is a reminder, okay? In order to add one, you can just click on the specific step of the sequence or part of the sequence that you want to edit. For example, 1 hour before, just add, go to the plus icon and add a specific step. In this case, if you want to send notification to you, it could be an internal notification, and you would select the type of notification. Okay, it could be a literal notification in the bell icon. It could be an email sent to a specific user. It could be you, right? Or it could be via SMS as well. All right, and it applies um the same way. All right. Uh, Give me 1 second. Sorry, Jan. Hi, Jan. How are you? Happy Monday. I'm gonna be answering your all of your questions at the end of the call. Okay, I will give a little bit of time for a Q&A session. So um, for now, let's just continue with the notification setup. Okay. So as I mentioned before, you can either try and use SMS, email, or internal notifications as your sequence, okay? Once you select the specific notification that you want to use, if it's meant to be sent to the user, to the lead, or to one of your team members, or even you, depending on that, it could be an internal notification or external notification, right? The internal notification is labeled as such, but then the other notifications, for example, this one, is meant to be sent to the leads, all right? The same applies for 5 minutes, 5 minute reminder email. This is 5 minutes prior to having the call. And this is via email and this is via SMS, okay? This is really straightforward. Once you are done creating the automation, one thing that I want to point is that you can test the specific steps. For example, in here for this specific email, if you click on that specific step and scroll all the way down on the right panel for editions, at the bottom, there is an option that says test emails, so you can test that specific email. You just select an email address, for example, chris@gmail.com, and you can send the test email and check it out for yourself. And if you want to test the entire workflow, on the top right corner, you can just test the workflow and do the same thing. Add the specific contact in your contact list within the sales process app that you want to send this to, and run the test. All right. Now, after editing the workflow or each step, what I would suggest you to do, for example, let's say that you edited this part for this 24-hour reminder email, you would just need to save the action once it's ready, and then publish the workflow and save it on the top right corner. Okay, that's how you can activate and publish the whole workflow and automation. Remember that every time you make any change or any changes within the workflow, you need to save the action on the bottom right corner, and then you need to save it again on the top right corner for the for the whole workflow to work. Okay, that can be tested out. Now, so far so good. That is how you can set up notifications for appointments. Okay, if let's say that you already created a calendar and the appointment was confirmed, but the appointment was missed, there is an option for that as well. Let's say that you add the status in here, update appointment status, and let's say that the lead didn't show up. So if it's a no-show, sorry, not here. There should be one that says appointment status. Let's go in here. This will add into the calendar. Let's go with no show. and save the action. Okay, perfect. So if you add the app update appointment status, you can also add, if it's a no-show, you can just follow up and send them another reminder. Like, hey, unlucky you couldn't join the meeting. Here's the link to reschedule another appointment. That could be a situation that could happen to you as well. Okay. So let's say that your leads didn't show up to an appointment. You can use them, or you can update the workflow for your benefit. And for the ones that didn't show up, you can send them a reminder as well. You just need to add the specific step for updating the appointment status. And if it's a no-show, you can just follow the workflow itself. Okay. Now, again, remember to save the workflow action and save it on the top right corner. Right now, this workflow, since I just created it, is in draft mode. But if you want to publish it, you would just change and switch this button to publish, okay, and then save once again. Now, that being said, if you don't want to receive, or if you want to edit like your internal notifications, you gotta go to settings, and then under my profile, here you will have your personal information, right? But then under notifications, here you can set up what you can receive, or what you want to receive, or you don't want to receive, right? So you have the in-app. It includes the web and the mobile version, okay? And also via email and via SMS, okay? You have conversation notification, task notifications, Facebook and Google, all right? This is mainly for you, not for the lead. These are setups that you can customize according to your preference. All right. So far, so good. If you have any questions, feel free to type it down in the Zoom chat and I will let you reply. Perfect. All right. I just saw your query, Jan, and I'm gonna answer that in just a second. Before doing that, just letting you know that this is how you set up your notifications, either if it's via SMS or via email. That's how you can automate it as well. You would just need to create a workflow and add this specific type of notification that you want to receive, or you want your leads to receive. Okay, if you can always start a workflow from scratch as well, just like this one, and you can start playing around and test the workflow out. Okay, so for example, in this case, let's go again with customer book an appointment, and it's in calendar. You gotta create first calendar, of course, but let's say it's in this, say, trigger, and then in here we would send them the first. We can wait for 1 hour, and then after an hour we can send them an email. Send email from your business name, sales process team. Here you would type down the email that you want it to be sent from. Usually your business email, of course. The subject, appointment confirmation. If you have an email template, you can add it as well, okay? And then in here below, hi, name, congrats on confirming your appointment appointment on date, time, and just the email. Thanks, sales process team. This is an example only. Oh, from email. Well, you would need to put an email in here. So that's why it's not letting me add this specific workflow. And then you would save the action. All right. And the same applies if you want to send an SMS. If you have a template created, you can use that. If not, same thing. Hi, congrats, and confirming your appointment. And you can test. You can test the email. You can test the workflow just to make sure that everything runs smoothly. Okay. So that's how you would set up notifications. All right, either for your leads or internal notifications as well. All right. Now, any questions on this? Yes, Aaron. These sessions are recorded, and you will be able to check on the training as well later on. You can probably ask, yeah, exactly, in the replay sessions if you don't have access to that. Okay. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen now. And I'm gonna mention now the homework for today. The homework is basically creating or set up your notification and take a screenshot on that, okay? Give me 1 second and let me pull out my file. Just 1 second. Okay, perfect. Now let me share my screen with you again. Okay, I think you can see my screen now, right? Perfect. Okay, so again, for this week's homework, the idea for you is to set up your notification through an automation, right? And take a screenshot once it's done. Basically, if you use an appointment notification setup, it will be easier, right? Because you do have a recipe for that. All right. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that the trigger that I use is an appointment confirmation, but you can use a form or another type of trigger depending on your strategy, okay? Once you create the notification setup, you should take a screenshot on that and post it in the community chat under hashtag sales process wins, okay? Now, you have 48 hours to do the homework, all right? And the prices for completing the homework are these. So the first seat will give you an exclusive hot seat with Coach Pengjin. Okay, basically it's a personalized session with him where you will fine-tune your offer, optimize your sales funnels, expand your traffic strategy, all focusing on your business growth, basically, okay? Then you have the second price, which is a one-on-one with Marcus, mainly focusing on traffic and ad strategy, okay? You will review things like ad performance, targeting, split testing techniques, and basically how to get a better, higher ROI, okay? Now, the last prize is one ticket to the Internet Mastery Retreat Live for this year, okay? Just as a plus, the first and the second seat will also receive this ticket, okay? But those are the three prizes that you can earn once you submit your homework, okay? Now, one thing I want to mention is that on the weekly trainings, you will have other type of trainings. So on Launchpad Mondays, we usually cover a specific feature within the sales process system. On Tuesdays, you have the funnel forging training, which is mainly for creating funnels, right? Or the site section. On Wednesday, we have the Future Fiesta, which is the latest updates and features in the sales process system. Thursdays are CRM Connect. Basically, we cover the backend of your CRM, your email setup, and just the best practices for all of your setup, okay? And then on Fridays, again, you have the FAQ Fridays with me as well. Basically, if you have any pain points or you're struggling with any specific feature within the system, that's where you can come with me. What I would suggest you to do is, if you are going with in the FAQ Fridays, try first to go to the weekly meetings and trainings. So you can go to FAQ Fridays with a question or any pain points that you may have, okay? Now, let me stop sharing my screen again. In order to book an appointment in those weekly trainings, let me share my screen one more time. You just gotta go on the left panel, and you do have the office hour live calls in here, okay? So in here, as I mentioned, you have lunch on Mondays, funnel forging on Tuesdays, feature feast on Wednesdays, CRM Connect on Thursday, and FAQ on Fridays, all right? If you're new, you can just start here in the start here section, and then to join the community where you will be posting the screenshot with the hashtag sales process wins, just click on join our community, okay? And it will lead you to the Facebook group, all right? You need to log in, of course. You also have the Sales Process University for more training, all right? Yeah, again, the home, yes, John. Hi as well, happy Monday. So the homework for this week is basically setting up your notifications using an automation. I would strongly suggest you to do it with the appointment confirmation workflow that I just showed. Okay, you just need to set up that workflow, set up notifications either via SMS and email. It could be to you as well as an internal notification, and just save it, test it out, and you can take a screenshot on that and paste it in the community group. Okay, that would be it. Any other questions regarding the homework? My pleasure, Jan. If there are no questions, then I hope you all have a nice week. I hope you start with a lot of energy. Unlike me, I do need a little bit more coffee yet. But if anything, just try and reach us out either in the community or in the other weekly trainings, and we will gladly help you out, okay? All right, that will be it for today then. Let's meet in the other calls as well, and have a great start of the week. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thanks so much.